Hello everyone, my name is Matthew Joseph, the Director of Digital Learning, Technology, and Innovation in the Milford Public Schools. Thank you for reviewing past MPS Talks and continue turning in because listen up, we have some great topics coming up from our district and building leaders as well as our student leaders sharing some exciting topics and information right here on MPS Talks. Today we're going to be talking about 21st century tools to boost student engagement. While in my educational leadership doctoral program at Boston College, one topic I researched was student engagement. I studied current research and case studies around the theme of student engagement linked to content retention. I learned that high levels of student engagement are commonly believed to be critical to learning. Now that makes a lot of sense, and I know you might be turning off right now, but stay tuned because we're going to talk about a lot of tools and exciting things. So leaders that I spoke to in my research, mostly district and school-based leaders, they shared, and I'm paraphrasing some of the things that they've said, that the more students are engaged in their learning and in their work and take an active part in what they're doing, the more likely they are to perform well academically, obtaining higher grades, and earn higher scores on standardized tests. So think about that for a second. That makes perfect sense. The bottom line, the higher student participation in active learning, the higher content retention. With this idea, teachers can shape curriculum instruction to maximize engagement by increasing student participation. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. Without question, one of the keys to academic achievement is student active learning. According to research, personalized, collaborative, and connected learning experiences enhance student engagement, which in turn drives student success. By integrating blended and digital learning into the classroom, educators can take learning experiences to the next level and improve student performance. In its basic and simplest definition, blended learning is an instructional methodology. It is a teaching and learning approach that combines face-to-face classroom methods with digital created activities to deliver instruction. A classroom that nurtures creativity often results in students taking different approaches to interacting with the same curriculum. I have found in my 10 years as a building principal that there are students who are happy to express themselves verbally and others who prefer to write. There are students who don't like to be in front of the camera, but they're more than happy to explain their ideas verbally. Learning a variety of tools and apps, teachers can help everyone focus on their strengths. So today I'm going to discuss some of those 21st century learning tools and how that engagement can be increased through blended learning. So today I want to start with a tool called Video Notes. Especially being a Google Apps for Education district, Video Notes is a free web tool that allows students to take notes on a video they are watching. The notes are synchronized with the video being watched. The good thing about Video Notes is that it is integrated into Google Drive, which means that students will be able to save their notes directly into their Student Drive accounts. They can have access to this document, edit, and work on them anytime they want. All the notes are time-stamped, and that's great for seeing growth over time. Another tool that we're going to be talking about today and about taking notes on videos is a tool called Teach 'em. Teach 'em is a web service that allows teachers to create lessons around YouTube videos. They can also interact with videos through comments, questions, and notes in forms of, they kind of look like flashcards. And that can be then pinned to the videos in YouTube. So that's another great research. A third great research, again, talking about lessons from videos, is Educanon. It's a powerful tool that teachers can use to design lessons based on videos, again, from YouTube. And just like Teach 'em, which we just talked about, teachers can generate questions on the content of the videos and share it with other videos in a single lesson. The next tool today I'm going to talk about is Pontoon Ed. This is a tool that allows you to animate difficult topics and engage students using a variety of tools. You can easily drag and drop characters and prompts into your slides and assign it an animation. You can choose from pre-designed templates and style libraries embedded in the program, or you can embed your own. Videos and animated presentations you create through Pontoon Ed can be exported in many ways. You can share them on YouTube, or you can download them right to your computer. You can also export them as an MP4 file, and you can do this by embedding that file into your classroom blog or website so that it can be shared in one single spot. Another tool we're going to talk about today is Screencast-O-Matic. It's a powerful screen recorder that allows users to capture anything happening on their screens, as well as voice, or they can record a video on the webcam for up to 15 minutes on the free version. Regarding its educational use, students can record their own videos describing how they solved a particular problem, maybe show you step by step in either a video or in their own voice. And this is one key to improving student writing, is also to be able to speak what you're talking about and to be able to write it. And speaking of student writing, another tool I want to talk about today with student writing is called Writeabout. This is a program that can assist with blended writing lessons. I know paperwork is hard to manage, and teachers often are limited in how much feedback they can provide due to time, and students often have trouble thinking of ideas. But this program, Writeabout, solves these problems, providing students with online space to write on high-interest topics and get feedback right from their peers. This can also be combined with our Google Apps for Education and use Google Docs so teachers can use the Writeabout prompts and use Google Docs to share content. They can give feedback and have students' writing evolve over time with real-time feedback from teachers or even peers if they would like. The next tool we're going to talk about today is Periscope. Periscope is a live streaming tool to broadcast live in real time students' work or presentations. Until recently, if a school or teacher wanted to share something by live streaming, the process required expensive equipment or subscriptions. But now, live streaming is available free to anyone with a smartphone, iPad, through Periscope. And I know you've heard often Periscope because it's gotten a lot of attention in the past years, and more educators are now using it. Periscope allows users to broadcast live from their smartphones or tablets, as we talked about, and then take written comments from viewers if the sharing settings are turned on. And they can share this through, again, teachers' websites, blogs, Twitter. It's a great resource. So now we're going to talk about some creative tools for students to use as well. PostOnMyWall is a fantastic tool for creating artistic, high-quality posters, collages, photo calendars, or just photo cards that can be either shared online or printed and even tied back to the curriculum. And sometimes it's expensive to print cards, ship them home. PostOnMyWall is free, and for the teaching purposes, students can create these posters of all of their projects. They can accumulate all of their projects and really show growth over time. I remember last year when I was in kindergarten, I saw some of the work that they did in September compared to the work that they did in June. What a great improvement. Using this tool, you can capture those images throughout the year and keep them in one spot. Another interesting idea would be maybe creating posters as means for introducing the students to a specific topic. A teacher could build it, create a poster, and then have this as a way to innovate students to maybe stimulate a discussion or talk about a certain topic. So another tool, Kahoot, is an easy-to-use game-based blended learning tool. I know a lot of apps and games are now going to the game-based platform, and Kahoot is one of the better ones that I have found. It enables educators to assess learners in a visual bar graph. Also, students can take control of their own learning. This game-based platform is very entertaining, and that is encouraging for students to raise their creativity. So Kahoot is a great platform to make learning fun through the classroom. Now, I want to talk about student voice for a second. Student voice is critical in students owning their own learning. And I want to share some options for digital learning by incorporating student voice into lessons and projects. One of my favorites is Explain Everything. Explain Everything is an easy-to-use design screencasting and interactive whiteboard tool that lets you annotate, animate, narrate, import, export, almost anything into the program. I've seen it used from kindergarten all the way up through seniors in high school. Creating slides, you can draw in multiple colors, you can add shapes, text, and even use a laser pointer. You can create these slides, you can draw, and really rotate, you can move them around, you can copy, paste them, you can clone them, and really also lock objects as well, because sometimes with the younger students they can move them around. I've seen this, like I said, in kindergarten all the way up through high school, and I look forward to seeing it right here in Milford into the classrooms as well. Speaking of student voice, Voicethread is a great tool for student voice. Voicethread is an interactive collaboration sharing tool that enables users to add images, add documents, videos, and then other students can see this and add their voice as well. They can also add text or an audio file for comments as well. You can post your voice thread on a website or save it to as an MP3 or even onto a DVD. Voicethread allows learners to speak and record what they have to say. And this is what I'm talking about with student voice. So students can add their voice to their own learning. For example, students can make a math tutorial for each other to explain math concepts, then maybe even post them online or Google Classroom. Or let's say in the foreign language department, students in a specific language can read, they can add content, and then the teacher can evaluate their pronunciation through this tool. Or maybe in early elementary, students can explain their work and share it with a teacher, or even better, share it at home to explain to parents on some of the work that they do in class. So Voicethread is a fun and very user-friendly way to incorporate student voice. Another tool called Audioboo is a tool that allows students to record their own voice, and teachers can record and share audios for students or anybody else. Audioboo is an audio platform that makes it easy for educators to create and share podcasts. They can share these with parents. You can share with anybody in the world if you post it online. It works with all devices. And teachers, think about this. When you're giving directions, have you ever felt like you were repeating yourself over and over? I know I did as a 3rd and 5th grade teacher. I often did that too many times. This app allows you to record the in-depth instructions that you give and then post the audio clip to your Google Classroom or your website. And I know especially as the students get older and they're doing more in-depth projects, that sometimes recording the directions, putting it online, and students can then access those directions whenever they are ready to start creating their project. The next tool I want to talk about is Slidestory. Slidestory allows you to combine picture slides. You can make slideshows. You can add your voice narration to each of these slideshow. Each picture in a slideshow has a voice recording tied to it. You also can tag, or you can add text captions to these photos. It's a very exciting way to make presentations and share them. This, again, just as many of the presentation tools are out there, this is just another one, but it allows students to add their own voice. Slidestories you can narrate, and it's also free and can be made into podcasts and used for many things. Besides student work, it could be used for teachers for classroom expectations, working examples online, even sharing field trip expectations, lesson warm-ups for teachers, and even present a lesson when you're absent. You can create a slide story, post it to your Google Classroom, and then show it when you're away. So today's learners are, let's say, experimental learners, and they're digital natives who learn by discovery rather than being told what to do. They like to interact with the content that they're working with and explore and draw their own conclusions. And this is what we're talking about today, this blended learning and adding student voice and then becoming active participants, and as I said at the beginning, increasing their content retention. Students also like playing different roles in their own learning. They can be learners, they can be students, or even instructors or facilitators or supporting others as well, and often switching between many roles, and then they own the learning. In Milford, we are driven to create classrooms where students are defending and explaining their ideas as opposed to just regurgitating facts. I also know that computers don't teach, apps don't teach. Teachers teach. Technology does not replace educators. Digital learning is an instructional strategy that enhances and engages learners. It's important to know what tools we have and what those tools are capable of providing to enhance student learning. And I hope you took some away today, some of the information that we shared. As I talked about at the start of today's talk, the more active students are in their own learning, the more they retain the content. I introduced you to a variety of tools today. I hope teachers look at the tools and then use the ones that match the content they are presenting, and then enhance the learning for students through that active learning. It's like having a blended learning toolbox, and that's what I wanted to share today. Blended learning has renovated the ways of teaching due to all the possibilities. I know for me, I am so excited to see these blended lessons taught and content learned next year in Milford, and I'm proud to be a part of that. So I'm going to end with this, a quote from Maya Angelou. She said, "You can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have." So until next time, Milford, keep being creative and keep innovating.